Hi there, it's Tiffany. Welcome or welcome back. Today's topic might sound a little uncomfortable and a little weird because I want to talk about how to be unproductive. I know, I said that correctly, unproductive. And I know what you're probably thinking, Tiffany, why would you want to talk about being unproductive? Like, what do you actually mean by that? For a high achieving person, especially someone like you, unproductivity doesn't feel natural. And I get it. Trust me, I do. Because in your mind, it may make you feel like you're not being valuable. And if we're being really honest here, can I just be honest with you? For a lot of us, productivity became the way we proved our worth in childhood. Now, before I go any deeper, because this is going to get a little deep, be sure to share, like, and subscribe to the channel so there's smart, ambitious, highly functioning professionals just like you can level up their lives. Now, let's talk about where this concept of being unproductive really came from. I've personally struggled with this concept of being unproductive pretty much all of my life. I was raised, directly and indirectly, to believe that my value was in doing, not just being, not just existing. Like, that was not good enough. Achievement was always praised and busyness was always rewarded. And the idea of rest was almost seen as shameful. Like, what are you doing? Why are you resting? Why? You need to be helping, you need to be working, you need to be cooking, you need to be cleaning. There was always something to do. And being able to take time for myself was not valued. And let me tell you, being super productive 24/7 can create a lot of success. It really can. It gave me incredible experiences. I've made more money. I've traveled to amazing countries. I've gone on beautiful vacations. I've had like unbelievable opportunities that people only dream about. So yeah, there's an upside to being on 24/7. But because I was so trained to be productive all the time, even in those moments that should have been my high, it should have been joyful, I couldn't fully enjoy them. It was like my brain was constantly asking, okay, we're on vacation, but when are we going to produce? What are we going to do now? What's the next thing? What are we going to see? What's the outcome of this? How does this count? How does this count? What points are you going to get for doing nothing? And if I wasn't producing, then somehow the moment didn't really matter in my mind. And that's when I realized something was off. Because success without joy or satisfaction is just another form of burnout. So yeah, I got a lot of success, but I also got burned out a lot. And I also couldn't enjoy the moments that I should have been enjoying. You are not the average person. So for you, the most dangerous thing isn't laziness, it's the inability to rest without guilt. So in order to get past this idea of always being on and always being productive, I had to literally retrain my brain. And it was hard. I still struggle with this. But I had to learn how to embrace boredom, embrace leisure, embrace me time. I had to learn how to just take in those moments of doing nothing with no output, no result, and no deliverable. Sometimes just sitting in silence. And let me say this clearly, non-productive rest is not a reward. It is a requirement. You need that. Your brain needs time to shut down. Because the version of you that's rested, grounded, and regulated, you lead better, you decide better, you earn more money, you enjoy life more. So you're not just being productive all the time, you're actually enjoying the experience of living. So today I want to help you understand how to be more unproductive and actually enjoy it. Not as a personality change or a loss of ambition, but as a strategic shift that makes you actually way more successful and happier while you're gaining the success. So here are a few tips to help you be more unproductive. Number one, schedule your downtime. Yes, I really said that. I know this sounds ironic, but if you don't schedule rest, it won't happen. We both know this. We know how you are. Your calendar will always fill itself with requests and obligations and responsibilities and helping a friend, helping a family member. It'll always be something. Quick things that turn into hours will eat away at your schedule. So I want you to treat downtime the same way you treat meetings. Tell people at this amount of time, I will not be available. They don't have to know what you're doing. It goes on your calendar. It's protected and it's not optional. You don't have to explain it to anyone. This is your time. And no, this isn't about optimizing rest so you can grind harder later. It's about teaching your nervous system that you're safe even when you're not producing. It's about telling yourself it's safe for me to rest. Nothing bad is going to happen when I do nothing. And that's a big deal. Number 2, say no to anything that interferes with that downtime. This is where most people struggle because you might write it down, but suddenly you're saying no to extra work. You're saying no to social gatherings, maybe with friends or family members. You're saying no to volunteer organizations. You're saying no to being available all the time for everyone else's needs. And your old identity might kick in and say, but what if they're disappointed? Or what if they really need me? Or what if I fall behind? Or what if it's an emergency? Because it's always an emergency, right? But what if none of that happens, right? You don't fall behind. It's not an emergency. The person calls somebody else because that's what they're going to do. If you weren't here, things would be taken care of regardless. If your worth disappears the moment you rest, that's not value. That's conditioning. Boundaries aren't selfish. They're stabilizing. And this is actually one of the pillars inside my one-on-one coaching program, the Freedom Code. When I work with my one-on-one clients on this inside my coaching program, I help them create sustainable boundaries that protect their time, their energy, and give them the space to really show up strong as a leader and really understand how rest and relaxation can increase joy when it's time to move forward. If you're interested in that program, the link is in the description. You can learn more about the program at tjfambro.com, or you can just jump on a call with me and we'll talk. Number 3, remind yourself that rest is productive even when it feels uncomfortable. This part matters because when you finally slow down, your brain might panic a little. You'll feel restless, you'll feel distracted, you'll also almost feel guilty. That doesn't mean rest isn't working. It actually is. It means you're detoxing from over-identifying with productivity, with all the doing work. So when you're bored or resting or doing absolutely nothing, that's okay. I want you to say this out loud in those moments when you feel like you're kind of on edge. This time matters. Me being unproductive is important. This opportunity is helping me build something I can't see yet. Because it is. Rest builds clarity. It builds emotional regulation, and it builds creativity and discernment. I heard a very successful person say recently, when you start a business and you start getting really successful, every day is going to feel boring. Because true success is about being consistent on the same things every single day. And you might tweak it here and there, but that's really what it is. It's boredom. And successful people understand it's okay to be bored. Let the outside world be chaotic. But inside your home, inside your mind, inside your body, you have to understand how to rest and sit in the boredom. Number 4, sit in silence and listen to your own thoughts. This one is very subtle, but very powerful. So many high achievers stay busy because silence feels loud. When you slow down, you might hear old fears come up, unprocessed emotions. You might start crying when you're sitting and not having to do anything. Questions that you've been avoiding might start popping up in your head. I highly suggest when that happens, write things out. Process your thoughts, process your feelings. And it's not because you should be doing something, journaling just to get it done, but you're just letting things out. Talk to yourself. All of this might happen, but that doesn't mean you should escape it. Just sit with it. No phone, no podcast, no background noise. Just you listening to your thoughts, being with yourself. Just you. Because the answers you're looking for about your next level, they're not coming from times when you're rushing and you're trying to hurry up and make something happen. They come when you're still enough to hear yourself. That's why people say that some of their greatest ideas came when they're in the shower, because that was the time when their body felt relaxed and they were able to think in silence. Let me just say this, okay? I want to be very, very clear with you. Your ability to be unproductive without spiraling is directly connected to how powerful you'll be in your career and your life. Rest isn't the opposite of ambition. It's what makes ambition sustainable. You can't go constantly 24/7 and not give yourself a chance to truly rest. And you don't have to earn your right to exist by exhausting yourself. You are valuable. Even when you're still, even when you're being, even when you're quiet, even when you're doing nothing at all. Even when people say you're being boring, that's fine. Let them talk. Because you know what you need best. Now, if this resonated with you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll definitely see you in the next one. Hope to talk to you soon. Bye.